All right, so I just discovered a bunch of YouTube channels that are making $10,000+ a month, and honestly, it's one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. Turns out weirdness can be a wonderful way to create wealth on YouTube. In fact, the more I started digging into how these specific channels were making so much money, the more I found myself researching other weird YouTube creators, and I discovered an absolute goldmine of them. So today I'm gonna be revealing some really strange channels that make $10,000+ a month, from channels that are literally just AI dubbing gaming content to pimple popping videos to all kinds of other weird stuff. And I'm going to be covering educational channels, entertainment channels, faceless channels, and personal brand channels as well. So no matter what, you're probably going to get some very interesting ideas for channels that you could potentially start or content that you could make on your existing channel right now, and how you can monetize those channels to make some serious money. Oh, and make sure to stick around until the end because I will be revealing the channel that I found to be the weirdest. And it's so creepy that it might haunt your dreams, but somehow it's making bank. So let's get straight into it. All right, so the first channel is going to be Relax My Dog. And this is relaxing music, but for dogs. Let me show you a quick example. Now, that clip was from their most popular video, which got 60 million views. And there's a tool you can use, it's called View Stats, and it's actually a free tool, and it'll tell you approximately how much they made from this video. And from this 60 million view video, they made $300,000. That's right, $300,000 from a video that probably took them very little effort to make. They just put a screenshot of dogs and then music over it, and then just said it's music for dogs specifically. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like 300, that's a house. Like that's a nice house in some areas, right? One video. And in terms of how much they're making per month, it says they're making about $5,000 to $14,000 a month. Now, based on their total views, 796 million views, they're actually having some down months. So they're only getting about 2 million views a month. So in the past, they've been making a lot more money. And generally speaking, this estimated revenue is actually a bit low. Sometimes it's double this or even triple this when it comes to the actual revenue the channel is making. So yeah, I can very confidently say that this channel on average earns over $10,000 a month, which is pretty nuts. This is something that obviously just about anybody could do. Now, should you compete with them right now? Probably not, because this is, you know, it's a channel, they've been doing this for a while, but you could slightly modify it, do it in a slightly different way, and you could probably have a lot of success with this. Now, additionally, they have a website that they promote with their YouTube channel called relaxmydog.com, and they sell stuff on the website. So they're probably making a really good amount of money selling stuff on this website. So they sell a subscription to relaxing dog music and video related stuff. And they probably are collecting emails where they can sell dog food and like all kinds of other stuff like that, right? Now you might be thinking, Shane, I don't like dogs, I like cats. Well, guess what? There's a Relax My Cat channel as well, probably made by the same person. And it has over 1 million subscribers, so they're making good money from that one too. All right, guys, quick break. This Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing a one-time only AI content creation workshop, and I will be giving you the secrets that many successful content creators use in 2025. This will be good for you whether you are somebody who just wants to create a personal brand to get a better job, whether you want to start a side hustle, make a little bit of passive income on the side, make a full-time income, or even start a full business using AI and content creation. And this is something that hasn't been accessible to most people until AI came along, because it simply would take too long to do. And you can check it out down in the description and the pinned comment below. Now, at this workshop, I'm going to be giving away my VibeWriter content creation AI. This is a GPT-powered piece of software that I've been working on, and it's trained on thousands of hours of teaching, my scripts, coaching sessions, etc. And with this tool, you can make a script without having to type anything. You just talk to it, right? It's kind of like vibe coding, if you've heard of that. And it'll basically write you an amazing script, which you can use for content. And I'm giving it away for this one time only at the workshop. So make sure you show up. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment below. And when you're done registering, make sure to click on add this to your calendar. Like I said, the workshop's completely free. The VibeWriter AI is completely free, but you do have to go to the workshop. And if you click add this to your calendar, it'll show up in your Google, Apple, or Outlook calendar. So you can make sure that you won't miss the chance to grab the VibeWriter content creation AI. And you'll also be able to ask me questions live. So it'll be a Zoom call where we can basically just talk to each other. So I look forward to meeting you. See you Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the link in the description, the pinned comment below. And now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. All right, next we've got Hickok45, and this is a firearms content creator who basically just shoots at various different targets. Now, he has a special vendetta against watermelons, as you can see with a lot of his videos here. For instance, this one right here, 460 Magnum versus watermelons. I'll play this one very quickly. And it got 45 million views. Now, let's see approximately how much he's making from view stats. He is making $12,000 to $34,000 a month from this channel. And the craziest thing is he only got about 5.8 million views this last month. He's gotten over 2 billion views. So he's actually having some down months because, you know, if you're getting, like, just do the math there, right? 5 million views a month, that's like 60 million views a year. So his channel is like, it's not even doing that well compared to what it used to do. And he's still making $12,000 to $34,000 a month, just making random videos where he shoots watermelons. And if you look at his most viewed video, the one where he shoots the watermelon, you will see that's 45 million views. One video, very short video, he just shoots a watermelon with, you know, a firearm he already has, $227,000 just from AdSense alone. Now, he could be monetizing on top of this. You know, chances are he just wants to upload it and not have to worry about anything else. But if he wanted to, he could be monetizing and making a lot more money on top of this. And that's kind of something that I hope a lot of channels do, because a lot of channels are leaving a ton of money on the table. For instance, this channel, Felix and Friends, is basically Felix hanging out with his dog, Winston, and giving updates on the news and financial updates, etc. And when I first started working with Felix, he was actually already crushing it. He was making 7 figures a year with his business that's related to this YouTube channel. But we actually helped him scale all the way up past 8 figures a year. And he's done this with just around 300,000 subscribers. In fact, he scaled to 8 figures when he had around 200,000 subscribers. And you can see his videos don't get a ton of views. I mean, he's getting, you know, 16K, 38K, 33K, 57K, etc. They're not getting a crazy amount of views, but he's getting the right views and he's providing the right products and services to them, which really just goes to show how powerful correct monetization can be. So if you look at his view stats profile, you'll see that he's earning about $6.2 to $17,000 a month. And this is something that a lot of people don't realize. You know, you might look at something like this and just be like, oh, he's not making that much money. Well, it really depends on your niche and how you actually monetize. He's making educational content. He is basically targeting the right audience, and he's selling them a solution to the problem that they're watching his content for. And so that's how he's able to monetize far beyond what he's making from AdSense. Plus, I can access his backend, and I know that he's making a lot more than this from AdSense as well, because he's a finance channel, and finance channels make way more than that. So yeah, he's basically him just hanging out with his dog. A lot of his videos, he's just on a hike, hanging out with his dog, talking about random news-related topics that are happening in the world and how that's going to affect the financial markets and what they can do to make sure that they are, you know, in the green, basically. But you might be thinking, Shane, I don't want to make a completely faceless channel. I want to have myself on the channel, but I don't want to show my own face, and I want the channel to be about other people. Well, here you go, Soft White Underbelly. This is a channel where he basically does these very interesting interviews with random people around the world. Most popular interview was Inbred Family, the Whitakers, right? So he does an interview with this family, and it's very interesting. A lot of people found that to be quite interesting. That's why it got 45 million views. And a lot of the people on this channel are very, you know, what most people would consider to be weird, respectfully. And he is making $40,000 to $111,000 a month from this channel. And if you go to his most popular videos, the Whitaker family video, 45 million views, he made $225,000. Absolutely insane. And it's really interesting, actually, the origin story of this channel. They kind of just like basically started by interviewing kind of like nobodies, just weird people that were kind of like no one is paying attention to, and they live weird lifestyles, or maybe they had some really nasty things happen to them, or they just live alternative lifestyles. And it's just very interesting. Instead of interviewing famous people or people that make a lot of money, they kind of took the opposite approach and just interview like normal people. And it looks like they do have merch and some other stuff here, and I'm sure they're probably making some amount of money from that. And you know, it really depends on how hard they want to monetize, but they could be monetizing much more than just what they're making from AdSense.
What's happening, guys? In the editing process of this video, and I have an opportunity for a select group of people. So these are people who are serious about growing their personal brand on YouTube. So basically, we figured out recently how to grow a personal brand and combine all the upsides of a personal brand with the upsides of automation, right? Using AI, using things like this to basically grow your personal brand 10 times faster, which in the past used to take decades to do. And now you can do it significantly faster. And you can do this to get a better job. You know, we work with beginners that just want to get a better job with their personal brand. You can do this to make money as a side hustle. We work with a lot of people like that. We can do this to make more money if you already have a side hustle or a small business. Or if you're already crushing it on YouTube, we can help you crush it 10 times more. We've worked with people like that as well. I mean, I literally can show clients at each level. People that we've gotten from 0 to over 10K, 0 to like over 30K, from like 1K per month all the way up to 185K per month, from around 30K per month all the way up to over 500K per month. So literally at every single level, and it works for everyone in every situation. With that being said, we are only working with 3 to 5 people, and they have to be people who are very serious, right? People who are dedicated to making this work. So if you think you're that type of person, go ahead and apply it down in the description and the pinned comment below, and you could be part of our group of 3 to 5 that we help. So see you there. Have a good one.
All right, next one is James Gurney. And I really like this one because this guy is the creator of Dinotopia. And Dinotopia is basically where you just draw dinosaurs in super random areas. Like in this case, it was sort of like Greek or maybe Roman style paintings, and lots of, you know, paintings of dinosaurs. They just put dinosaurs in there. And then he does it in modern styles of painting too. For instance, it looks like this is a wedding with a little dinosaur there, et cetera, et cetera. So he basically just finds different time periods throughout history and he paints dinosaurs on those time periods. And he made a YouTube channel talking about how he did that. And most interestingly, I think his most viewed video, and this is what I really love about this, was him just drawing his plane while he's at the airport waiting to get on the plane. So he was gonna wait anyways, right? He's at the airport waiting to get on the plane, and he decided to just whip out his phone and draw the plane and then paint it as well. And that is his most viewed video. Now, if we go to his view stats profile and you look at that video, he made $22,000. So $22,000 from a video where he just whipped out his phone and started recording himself drawing the plane that he was getting on while he was gonna be waiting at the airport anyways. So that was a very profitable hour for him. He made $22,000 in that 1 hour of work. And of course, he sells lots of stuff on his website. He sells courses on how other people can like draw dinosaurs and stuff like that. And so I'm sure he's monetizing this channel very, very well. And it looks like he doesn't even put that much effort into the channel. He could be uploading a lot, but he's probably a multi-millionaire already, and he just basically uploads whenever he feels like doing it. All right, so the next one is super weird. This one was actually in contention to being the weirdest one on the entire list, and that is Tui Trong Sac Dep Spa. And this is a channel very similar to Dr. Pimple Popper that basically does really weird stuff like popping pimples or, you know, popping acne or that kind of thing, right? And then just records it and uploads it to YouTube. And there is a significant amount of people out there that just find this content extremely satisfying to watch, right? So her most viewed video, and this is actually kind of gross to look at, I'm sorry if this freaks you out, but it's kind of gross, is this satisfying relaxing with Sac Dep Spa number 446. So she's not even really trying to make good thumbnails or good titles, and she's still getting like 77 million views. So let's see how much she's making from this channel. $56,000 to $156,000 a month from this channel. 2 billion total views. And let's check out that video that got the most views. Let's see how much they made from that. 77 million views, and there's a second one that has 51 million views. $386,000 from this video. Absolutely insane. So yeah, making tons and tons of money with this one. And you might be thinking, well, Shane, they started like 4 years ago. I can't start this now. It's too saturated. Well, there's a lot of other channels that upload videos about corn removal or, mole removal or wart removal, like all kinds of stuff like that. And they're also making a good amount of money. All right, the next channel is Primitive Technology, and it is literally exactly what it sounds like. Basically, they figure out how people thousands of years ago made random things, whether it was a sword or like clothes or all kinds of stuff like that. And then they basically remake those tools and then make videos about them. It's that simple. So just as an example, Primitive Technology, tiled roof hut. And what do they do during the video? They make the tiled roof hut and the stuff around it. Primitive Technology, cord drill and pump drill. What do? They make the cord drill, pump drill, and then use it. Primitive Technology, bow and arrow. What do? They make the bow and arrow and then they use it. Pretty freaking simple. So let's look at this most viewed video here. The tiled roof hut got 90 million views. Let's check that out on view stats. $451,000 for a single video. Absolutely insane. And again, this is something that there's really no barrier to entry here. I mean, you just need to like do stuff, record it, and then put it up on YouTube. And these thumbnails are nothing special as well, right? It's just Primitive Technology, floating pulley blower smelled. Like that's it. Like the title's nothing special. The thumbnail's not like super amazing or anything like that. And they're making tons of money. And there's lots of other channels that do similar things to this as well. All right, so next is a channel that makes money from anxiety, specifically the anxiety of flying. Now, I don't know about you, but every single time I take off or I land when I'm on a flight, something in the back of my head starts thinking about Final Destination or basically the very tiny chance that the plane could crash. And I start getting a little bit of anxiety. Even though planes are extremely safe, they're actually a lot safer than driving. Well, there's a channel out there that profits off of that anxiety, and that is Pilot Debrief. And I'm kind of joking about profiting off of the anxiety, but what I really mean is he basically just breaks down how different accidents happened. So for instance, this video right here, foreign pilot harasses US boats and instantly regrets it. Interesting. I actually want to watch that video now. But let's check out their view stats profile. So on view stats, they're making about $15,000 to $44,000 a month. And I would say based on my knowledge of these different niches, I would actually say that that's probably significantly higher. I would guess that they're probably making closer to 100,000 a month. A lot of the time they underestimate how much money educational channels make because they make significantly more from AdSense. And yeah, he just basically breaks down how different accidents happened, what could have been done to avoid the accident, and what people can learn from it. Now, one thing I like to do is I don't just want to show the channels that are getting a lot of views, because let's be honest, those channels are a lot easier to find. You can go to any number of different websites and just look to see who's getting the most views, and it's relatively obvious that they're making money. But there's hundreds of times more channels that are tiny that just monetize correctly that are making just as much money, or in some cases even more money than the channels that get a ton of views. Just as an example, who do you think is the richest YouTuber in the world? If you said Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, Markiplier, or even T-Series, you're wrong. It's actually the channel Physics Walla, which is an educational channel that, yes, does have millions of subscribers, but also launched an e-learning platform that's now worth $2.8 billion. And there's tons of other less known, smaller educational channels out there that are also absolutely crushing it. For instance, Kathleen Coble. This is a super niche channel, and she only has about 6,000 subscribers. And she basically talks about how you can become an Amazon influencer. And 99.9% of people don't even know this exists, but basically you can get paid to review products on Amazon and make videos and then post those videos on the Amazon listings. So if you've ever been shopping on Amazon, you've probably seen that sometimes there's videos on different listings of people doing reviews for the product. And every time someone watches your video and then purchases the product, you get a small small commission from that. And she basically just teaches other people how to do that. I mean, it's one of the easiest ways to make money. You're probably not gonna become like a millionaire doing this, but it's one of the easiest side hustles you could possibly do. Just products that you're already buying on Amazon anyways, just film yourself unboxing the product, give some opinions on it, and then upload it to the Amazon influencer program. And you're just gonna be making money. I mean, people are already buying these products anyways, right? So it's one of the easiest ways to make money as a side hustle, and she just tells people how to do it. And people buy her course and her coaching, and she gets paid for doing that. So she's easily making well over $10,000 a month doing this, even with just a tiny channel. So basically the trick here is step one, figure out how to make money, even if it's just $1,000 as a side hustle. I've seen people that have figured out how to make $1,000 as a side hustle, and then they've launched a business that's worth 7 figures just teaching other people how to do the little, $1,000 a month side hustle. And that's basically what she did. Now in her case, she's probably making a little bit more than that. She's probably making in the, $10,000 a month range, but by teaching other people how to do it, she's making far more than that. So with these little channels, it's not as obvious that they're making money. Like you have to know their back end, or they have to reveal that information to you in a video by doing like an income reveal. But trust me, working with hundreds of these types of channels, it's just as valid. Like the money in their bank account is just as real as the money from people making, money from AdSense. And it's a lot easier to make that type of content because you don't have to get millions of views. You don't have to be some kind of expert at thumbnails and like a genius YouTube strategist. All right, next one is SAS ASMR. And this channel is so funny because they basically combined 2 different niches. And this is something that I see all the time, but for this particular one, it's actually just hilarious. She basically combined ASMR, which is basically where you listen to sounds that are very satisfying with extremely high quality microphones, with the mukbang niche. So she combined ASMR with mukbang, and it's basically a channel where she eats with really high quality mics. Super weird. I mean, this one was probably in the top 3, top 5 weirdest that I saw. And she's making about $13,000 to $36,000 a month doing this. And in the past, she's made far more than that. So she has over 3 million views. So there were probably months where she was making over 100,000, maybe even multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. But her channel has slowed down a little bit, and now she's just kind of living off the residuals. And she's probably making $13,000 to $36,000 relatively passively from older videos that she's made. Speaking of that, let's look at some of these older videos. So ASMR honeycomb, extremely sticky, satisfying eating sounds. What the hell? We'll play like a quick little clip from that video. Yeah, I mean, some people just really like that. So let's see how much she made from this video. It's hard to make this video because I'm just laughing so much. Okay, most popular. Let's see how much she made from this video, this honeycomb video. $260,000 from one honeycomb video. So she got paid to just eat honeycombs with a camera and a nice mic, and then like very minimal editing. I mean, just I don't even know what to say. Just. Very weird, very weird. Speaking of weird, the next one on the list, this guy basically gets paid to be weird. He's just a weird dude who's obsessed with World of Warcraft, and he just gives his opinions on random news that's happening around the internet, like random drama, random news. He's basically just a reaction channel, and he is making just an unbelievable amount of money doing this, okay? So he's got 4 billion views on his main channel, and these are long form views. This is not like shorts, keep in mind. He is making $371 to $1 million a month in the last 28 days. He got 140 million views in the last 28 days, all long form. Insane. 371 to 1 million views per month doing this. And guess what? He has a ton of different channels. For instance, his second channel, Asmon Gold Clips, if you look at his view stats on this, 2.6 billion views, so almost as many, all long form views, 301 to $835,000 a month. Absolutely insane, okay? So this guy is making well over $1 million a month just from AdSense alone. And we aren't even talking about his monetization, because there's a good chance he's monetizing relatively effectively too. And that's just 2 of his channels, right? Just 2, right? We're not talking about his Twitch income because he live streams every day. We're not talking about his other his other channels on YouTube, his other monetization methods, et cetera, okay? He's crushing. He's absolutely crushing. All right, next is Ramethicon, or Ramit the Icon, I think. Yeah, Ramit the Icon. And basically what he does is he busts people who are trying to sell fake sneakers. Like that's one of his most common types of videos. He does other stuff. Usually it's kind of controversial or just extreme type videos. But yeah, a lot of the time he will bust people who are trying to sell him like fake sneakers. And so, for instance, Catching Fake Sneakers compilation, that's his most popular video ever. And if you go to his view stats profile, this video made about $12,000. And I would actually estimate it probably made far, far more than that. I think this is under guessing quite a bit. But yeah, $12,000 for his most viewed video. So yeah, this guy just, random niche, like buying and selling sneakers, and then specifically kind of like entertainment content with a little bit of education in there, just busting people trying to buy and sell, fake sneakers, which is quite interesting. All right, this next one is super weird because they basically create sort of nostalgic old style videos that look like they were recorded on like a VHS recorder. And that's it, just those types of videos. I'll show you a quick clip just so you know what I'm talking about. So for instance, the back rooms found footage. Now, in the video, they're saying that this is found footage. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe he just has an old VHS recorder and he just records them in real time and then just pretends like they're found footage. Who knows, right? But what I do know is this video has 67 million views. So if we go to the view stats profile, currently they're making $6.4 to $17,000 a month. And if you go to their most viewed videos, $336,000 for this video. Absolutely insane. So yeah, just old VHS videos that kind of give people like a nostalgic feeling, like they're looking back in time. It's hard to even explain, but people just find it to be kind of interesting and they eat it up, they watch it. Another very weird channel, even the name is weird, is Meat Canyon. So this is a channel that makes animated videos that are kind of like gross, disturbing, sometimes nightmarish, and sometimes they kind of like make fun of popular culture trends. So for instance, I think this one is making fun of kind of like Mr. Beast helping people at hospitals and how he's like profiting off of helping people or whatever. I like Mr. Beast, so, but it's just like he's just doing it to make fun. And this one right here is the king of mukbang. So it's a video just making fun of how, people are literally like killing themselves to make mukbang videos because they're extremely unhealthy to eat that much food, and all kinds of random stuff like that. And it's just very disturbing, weird animated footage. And you can see this one, I Saved a Human Life challenge. If we look at the view stats profile, he made around $53,000 from this video, which is pretty freaking amazing. So yeah, they're making good money from this channel. It's an animated channel. It's faceless, whatever. Animations, by the way, do take a lot of effort. So he probably has like a team of people making this, but you don't have to show your face. There's a lot of upsides to it as well. Speaking of weird animation channels, Bill Wirtz. This is another one where he makes kind of like random different animations. One of his videos, very famous, History of the Entire World, I guess. 177 million views. Now, what makes this even more interesting is this is actually a relatively educational video. And if you look at that video, it made around $251,000. Now, I think this is a gross underestimate because this is educational content, and usually educational content does make more money than entertainment content from AdSense. And so I'm willing to guess this is probably at least double, maybe even triple as much. There's even a possibility he might have made $1 million from this single video, which is absolutely insane. All right, next one. This is probably gonna be one of the least weird ones, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. And that's Baumgartner Restoration. And this is basically where they restore older paintings without destroying them. And yeah, very interesting channel. You can see that some of their better, more well-viewed videos got like 7 million views. And if you look at their view stats profile, they're making about $4,000 to $11,000, and they do monetize by selling random stuff. It is a little bit more of an educational channel, so they do monetize by selling random stuff, and they're crushing it. They're doing pretty good. All right, next one isn't all that weird, I guess. I just think it was super cool and just weirdly and oddly specific, and that is this channel right here, EDM Tips. And basically they teach people how to make EDM music. Now, their most viewed video doesn't even have 1 million views, right? 3 simple rules for catchy melodies every single time. And if you look at their view stats channel, they're only making about $733 to $2,000 a month. So you'd probably think this channel isn't making any money. Well, I happen to know behind the scenes, because they did a public video and revealed this information, which, by the way, I know a lot of different channels where they've told me how much they make, but I can't reveal it publicly because, you know, they don't want other people to know how much they make. But this guy actually revealed it publicly. He's making over $100,000 a month from this channel, only getting about 387,000 views per month. And it's pretty cool, right? He's teaching people how to make EDM music, which is pretty sick. So this is another example of someone properly monetizing their channel. Even if they're getting, you know, maybe not that many views, they're making a ton of money from it.
Quick break. This video is sponsored by me. Most of you don't know that I actually have my own coaching program on personal branding and then growing and making money on YouTube. And this is good for complete beginners, maybe even people who just want to get a job by growing their personal brand, all the way up to people who are very advanced on YouTube. And they get to work directly with myself and my team to help them reach their goals. Now, we are opening up 3 to 5 spots, and this is pretty rare. We usually don't have these open. We usually only limit them to select people. But we're opening up 3 to 5 spots, and you can check those out down in the description and the pinned comment below. And in this program, you'll get to work directly with myself and other people who are highly successful on YouTube. Just as an example, Sean was able to go all the way from being stuck, not making very much money on his channel, to making over $500,000 a month. Now, that's an example of one of my more advanced students, but there's lots of examples of people who started off from scratch and they got to 5K a month, 10K a month, etc. So check that out down in the description and the pinned comment below.
And honestly, I think this might be the weirdest channel of all. When we were searching for these weird channels, I mean, this one just blew my mind. Drain Addict. I mean, even, just look at the banner on this one. I mean, the banner itself, there's a cockroach, a crocodile, a rat, some type of bird like a raven, another cockroach, and then there's a bunch of pipes. I mean, this is just absolutely absurd. And what is their channel about? It's all about drains and seeing what's inside of them and basically cleaning drains. So that's what this guy does for a living. He cleans drains. I guess it's a kind of a specialized type of plumber. You know, drains get blocked and he figures out why they're blocked and he fixes it. And you can see, you know, blocked drain 165, like terrible title. The thumbnail is not that good either. Blocked drain 165 got him 16 million views. And let's see how much money he's making every month. He's making about $4,000 to $12,000 a month from this channel. He's not even uploading that much. In the past, with 350 million views, he was uploading a lot more. And he's probably monetizing in other ways because he's probably getting a lot of jobs just because people are aware that he's like the drain cleaning guy. And then if you look at his most popular video, Block Drain 165, he made $84,000 from this video, which is probably close to as much as he makes in an entire year cleaning drains. So that was a pretty smart thing to record himself cleaning that drain. And then finally, we've got my client, Sean Dolwitt. Now, he teaches people how to basically start Amazon KDP businesses. Amazon KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, it's basically where you write books on Amazon. And that's not that weird in and of itself, but if you look at a lot of his most popular videos, a lot of them talk about basically creating these random coloring books. And some of the coloring books are actually pretty hilarious. But yeah, these random coloring books are some of his most popular videos. Coloring books, you know, with food or animals or anime, etc. And, you know, you could make a ton of money doing that, just making these random coloring books. Now, if you look at his view stats profile, you probably wouldn't think he's making that much money, right? So on view stats, it says he's making 1.9 to 5.1K per month. Now, I work with him and he's revealed this information. I know that he makes somewhere around $20,000 a month just in AdSense. So again, when it estimates these things, it's usually very low, especially if you're talking about educational channels. So I know he's making about $20,000 a month in AdSense. And I helped him get from being stuck around 10 to 30K per month all the way to making over $500,000 a month. And there's a video that we did where I interviewed him and where we talked about exactly how I did this. And a lot of people waste years, just like he did, being stuck on YouTube, doing the wrong things, trying to monetize in the wrong way. And it literally cost him millions of dollars doing things the wrong way before he just went to an expert, started working with me, and immediately within 9 months, we got him from around $30,000 a month all the way up to over $500,000 a month. So if you want to try to make it work for yourself for like 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, you'll probably eventually figure it out and get it working. But if you want to actually get a strategy call with a team of experts that can help you build your YouTube channel, in some cases even just start your YouTube channel, build it, monetize it correctly, go ahead, book a call down in the description and the pinned comment below. We'll figure out where you are right now, where you want to get to. We'll make a plan to get there, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together or not. So check that out. And additionally, if you want to check out the interview that I did with Sean, where we talked about how we got him over $500,000 a month, you can check that out by clicking right here.